Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We've got the Gregster here and Ted, and we've got an enormous archive of old videos, including tons of sweet footage from Greg's previous life.
Man, look at the artwork on those covers, just incredible.
Back in the days of Greg and Mindy Clements Outdoor Video Productions. Check that out. We got a bunch of footage on this hard drive here that Greg is going to show us.
Yeah,
shortly.
I cleaned out the cabinet in my parents' place. I have VHS tapes going back from the early 90s. We've got all kinds of classics.
How to hunt rabbits and squirrels. That's a great one. Hunting trophy whitetail deer with a picture of a forkhorn or a six-pointer or something.
My very first deer hunting video ever.
I've watched this. It's really good.
Yeah, Dick Idle, Barry Wenzel. Wore it out, obviously.
Oh, and the old monster bucks. These are classics. Monster Bucks 2, Monster Bucks 3.
I think I got them all. Here we go. Here's the first one.
Oh, Ted, you weren't even born yet. 1997.
No, just a sparkle in the eye.
I saw Buckmasters in there.
Primos.
Wilbur shooting bulls. Oh, Larry Weissoon.
Larry Weissoon, Dale Earnhardt, Steve Bartkowski back in the day.
I remember it. Watched Dale Earnhardt on the track and in the woods. I'm a big Earnhardt fan.
Got any Earnhardt tattoos?
No, I don't, but I got
a brand.
I got a Dale Earnhardt bandana. Oh, I do have a tattoo. I got a misspelled tattoo. Check that out. It says all whales remember on it. Yeah.
So yeah, this is only a fraction of the collection. But yeah, the DVDs there, I had made those for the fun of it. Never made a dime off our production company.
Well, let's see some of your old videos, Gregory.
All right, let's dive into it. Says starting in 2001. This is, as we go through this, it'll be kind of funny to look at
Greg and how Outdoor Video Productions.
How things have progressed over the years.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's off that camera.
No, because remember I didn't digitize any of this. This would have been off of the when I started using the mini DV tapes.
Okay.
But this was this first video I have here is just from early season in Nebraska. This was all on public land. Our friends Bob and Kyle Smith had shot bucks on back-to-back morning, opening weekend of Nebraska's archery season. They shot really nice bucks on public land.
Nice. Oh, look at those old square sight brackets.
Bob. Yeah, that's kind of the fun thing about going through this old footage, just seeing
all
the different archery accessories and how far it's come. So this is what a lot of the early years of filming was like, a lot of these early videos. I was taking the camera with me every time I went to the field, and I would just film whatever I saw from the stand. I wasn't really doing interviews or trying to put a whole hunt together and really have a vision for editing it. I was just filming whatever I saw, and if I could get the shot on video, that was great, but I wasn't going to let it get in the way of actually getting a shot off at the deer or turkey or whatever. But what I really enjoyed the most was going out and filming other people, whether it was family or friends. And I believe that's what this next hunt is here. So this is on that same piece of public land. And I was filming my brother on this hunt. And I always had a lot of fun filming him because he wasn't picky about what he would shoot.
He'd shoot
As
anything.
you'll see, he would shoot anything. So there was a good chance that I was going to be able to film him shoot a deer. And that's exactly what's about to happen. We're all about putting meat in the freezer.
Coming in perfect. Oh, good shot, Matt.
Yep.
Yes, good job.
This was a muzzleloader hunt here. It was an antlerless only hunt. This was on public land as well. So I wasn't trying to zoom in and get real good footage and anything. It was just target deer comes out, turn the camera on. If it's on video, great. If not, I'm just trying to get the shot.
Nice.
This was a huge doe. Because during this hunt, you had to take the deer out through a check station, and they would weigh it and age it. And the doe field dressed 127 pounds. So live weight, it was probably 160 to 165 pounds, something like that.
Wow.
And I was hunting by myself and had to load that thing in the back of the truck. That was a chore.
Went down in the horsetail.
Yep, the equisetum is what we called it. Equisetum, that's like part of its Latin name, the scientific name. But I've heard it called horsetail, tube grass,
snake grass. That's what
horsetail.
we call it.
Yeah, horsetail.
Okay, here we go. This is late October 2002, and I remember there was a good cold front that came through this evening. We hunted the stand typically on a northerly wind, and really this is one of my favorite stands that I've ever hunted. In fact, we probably have shot more deer and more bucks especially out of this one stand than any other stand on any property that we've ever hunted. And the way this sets up, it was kind of a transition area, a little bit of a social hub between the bedding and the ag fields, which are just to the south behind the stand. There's CRP fields up on top where deer like to bed, and then it kind of opened up into this little bowl, and it's mostly black locust trees, and the understory underneath is pretty wide open. So as these deer were transitioning through, even if a buck was going by out of range, if he's up on top of either ridge to the west or the east of the stand, you could look down into that bottom and see the decoy right there in front of the stand. So it was just a killer setup.
Buck's coming in. Oh, that's cool. He's coming straight in.
It's a nice one.
That's real cool. Just stop. Just almost perfect right there.
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
What time? What was that? October 21st?
That was October 21st or 22nd, and that was kind of our strategy for hunting that area. Like the first good cold front after the middle of October, we'd go hunt that stand with a decoy, and boy, we killed a bunch of bucks.
Nice.
Just like that.
Yes, he's down. That's your first one you filmed?
That was probably
shooting?
that's probably the first
Jeez.
good kill I got on video.
That's really
filming
good.
myself.
What kind of bow is that?
That was a Matthews Q2.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Nice 8-pointer.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's
cool.
that's the early stuff. There's so much more to look at, but we'll skip ahead a little bit and look at some of the newer stuff. But if people enjoy this video enough, they like seeing these old hunts, we'll do more of these videos. I mean, there's 20 years worth of stuff on this
There's
hard
a
drive.
lot
I know
of stuff on
Aaron's
here.
got a lot of stuff.
I got
Jake
a bunch
has
of
a lot of
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
Ted's got some stuff on YouTube.
My stuff's pretty
A lot of
rough.
stuff.
It's pretty rough and raw. But
Yeah, well, watching these videos, it makes you appreciate how far the technology has come these last 20 years. It came out in the off shoulder there.
My word.
what's this? This one of Matt's old hunts?
Yeah. It's
That's
kind of
a nice buck.
Kind of a compilation of old hunts here, but this is now 2005, and this is when I got more serious about filming, upgraded equipment. So yeah, this hunt here is with my brother, and this is one of my favorite hunts of all time. This was on public land, and we drew in a limited draw hunt. So our strategy going into this hunt was, with all that pressure going on around, was getting into the thickest cover that we could. A lot of the hunting pressure is farther out in that timber, so you get this influx of deer
Right.
throughout the day. So we would just get in early, kind of come in through the backside and set up in this bedding area in this thick cover and just sit there all day long and just wait for the deer to start filtering in.
Are they browsing on that horsetail there?
It was amazing to see how often they would browse on that horsetail.
That's cool.
Yep.
Nice buck.
That is the buck that he ends up shooting later in the day. It came in, it's only 35 yards, 40 yards away here, but it's just so thick in there. That was one of the disadvantages in hunting that way, is that you'd get these deer that would be within easy gun range, but sometimes you just couldn't get a shot.
Sure.
But as you can see,
A lot of deer in
just
there.
all day
Yeah.
long. We got on stand obviously before daylight, and I don't think we went literally a minute throughout the day without having a deer bedded by us, like you see there,
Yep.
or just seeing deer moving in the distance.
Yeah, there's deer bedded right underneath it.
Yep.
That's crazy.
For a good part of the day, there was deer bedded underneath us. Now, this is 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and that same buck is coming back through. So
he
he had
must have
been
just went out, bedded down, and
Or, I mean, honestly, we did see some rutting activity that day, too. He may have been working through that bedding area checking for does.
they know those areas where they don't get hunted, where there's no pressure.
Yep. Yeah, we never saw another hunter.
You see how comfortable they're acting in there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, we got away with hunting right in their bedroom. I mean, obviously, we came in before daylight, and we had the wind in our favor, so we weren't getting busted. And we were able to watch deer all day long, including this buck, which is now closing the distance, and Matt's pulling the hammer back, ready to shoot. Just waiting for him to hit an opening.
Oh, nice. Sweet.
Atta boy.
Sweet. Good shot.
Yeah,
Matt.
that was a fun hunt. That was really everything you'd ask for. Being able to watch deer all day long, have them bedded close by, seeing a little bit of rutting activity. This was, I believe, December 5th or December 9th, something like that. Having that buck get away earlier in the day, and then having him come back through later in the day.
That's cool.
So that just kind of gives you the idea of the progression, from the early 2000s, now 5 years later, getting a little more serious, got better equipment, filming more of the hunt and putting
Right.
together a little more polished-looking videos.
That's cool.
About this time period, people started using second-angle cameras a lot more. The guys at Whitetail Freaks, and I think Jeremy Putnam largely,
Yeah.
he was their producer at the time, started using this fisheye lens, popularized that, kind of getting that second-angle camera, that the split screen in the video. So obviously I was influenced by that. And this was about the time I was just getting more serious about filming and wanting to do something with it. I've started filming with Mike Lutt.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
probably met before. And Mike was a huge help because, first of all, he's a knowledgeable whitetail hunter. I mean, extremely successful bow hunter. And not only that, but the property that he had was a very game-rich and target-rich environment. So I had a lot of opportunities to get practice. And through repetition and messing up and learning from my mistakes, I was able to get better and better at filming deer hunts. So over the years, Mike and I have had a lot of fun hunting and filming together. And then in 2009, we had teamed up and we're on the pro staff for Midwest Whitetail.
So what year is this? This hunt's in
All right.
South Dakota?
Yep, this is 2008.
So how'd you end up going on this hunt?
This was thanks to my cousin. And
Ryan?
Yep. His wife's aunt and uncle live in the Black Hills of South Dakota.
Right.
And they've got property in the Black Hills, and then adjacent to that, out on the prairie, they've got several thousand acres.
Oh, nice.
So it's a lot of fun. You can hunt whitetails, you can hunt mule deer, and you can hunt antelope, all in that same area. There's a bunch of elk in that area. South Dakota is awesome.
Yeah.
There's such incredible hunting opportunities there. This is late September, right when the season opens. And it's kind of reminiscent of, again, going back to these old videos, like watching the Realtree guys hunt Wyoming.
7J Outfitters.
7J Outfitters, yeah, the deer are highly visible. So to set this up, I'm basically hunting right on the edge of the bedding area. So I had actually went in at midnight and hung this stand to get in well ahead of them to get the stand set up because I figured I was going to be real close to where these deer were going to be coming through.
Right.
Got a bachelor group of bucks coming back here. They're broad daylight. It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
amazing
cool.
that it's a really cool hunting scenario out there where you get to watch them like that.
Whoa.
Was there 4 or 5 of them?
I think there was 5 of them total. There's a big 8-pointer, there's a couple smaller ones, and then there's a 6x5. And a big 8-pointer was the one that I was really
Oh,
wanted.
yeah.
Just got that
He's a slob.
big old wide frame there. There's the 6x5
Right.
right there, and there's a couple smaller ones. Actually, that one's not too shabby. Basically, there was 3 bucks there that I would.
Yeah, I'd
Been
probably
happy-
shot any
happy
of
to
those right
shoot.
there,
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
sure. Oh, yeah. Look at there.
So to make a long story short, these deer all filter back through, and this buck was the only one that came by on the trail that I thought they were going to come through on, and he was tempting me because he was.
Why aren't you shooting?
Oh, because there's
Yeah.
two other bigger bucks that are coming my way.
I get it.
They're facing my direction.
I get it.
I'm thinking they're going to come towards me, but unfortunately they didn't. They ended up working their way by about 100 yards, and then there you can see they're just working their way over the ridge, and they bedded on the backside of that
Nice.
ridge there.
You went back and hunted this spot again then.
So later in the morning, I took the stand down, just quietly got down, and just worked my way over to that trail that they had come through on and set up there for the evening hunt. This is from the evening stand right here. I
Right.
just
Oh,
shifted
okay.
over to where they were. This is that same
Same
buck
one.
that had walked by me. He came by on that same trail, coming back out in the evening. So
Oh,
that
but
one
there-
buck came out early. I think there
Yeah.
was a doe and fawn that came through early, and then right at the end, maybe 10 minutes left of legal shooting time, here come the 2 of the biggest bucks.
The big 8-pointer and the,
The big 8-pointer
6x5.
and the 6x5, and they are coming by on the back side of the tree. The
Oh, okay. Wrong side
opposite side. Yep,
then. That's the big 8-pointer.
that's the one I
right?
want. But at this point, I don't even know if I have the bow in my hand. They had caught me so off guard
Right.
and come in on the back side of the tree, which I really wasn't set up to shoot.
Yeah, he's definitely smelling something. But he's not too alarmed by it. He just eventually goes on by. So I'm assuming you're moving like super slow this whole time, trying to get
trying
your
to
bow
get my bow in my hand. Thankfully, they stood there long enough that as they were trying to, especially that big 8-pointer, the 6x5 never acted nervous or really wasn't paying close attention. The big 4x4.
Yeah, there he is.
Was,
He's getting nervous and kind of going back the way that he came.
Yeah, and again, I thought this whole thing was going to unravel
Right.
at any moment.
You're running out of light, too.
And running out of light. There's actually more light than when you think. This is
yeah,
still,
these old cameras,
the
they just
XHA1, terrible in low light. This
Yeah.
was actually probably still 15 minutes of legal shooting time left, but those cameras were not good with those small sensors.
Eventually
Finally, I got turned, got to full draw, and he's at 32 yards right there.
Right through the Vital V.
Through the Vital
as
V.
the ranch would say.
Yep. That was with the fixed blade broadhead. I believe that was a G5 striker.
Just hammered him.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the shot, you'd think, oh, man, that's low, maybe a little forward, but
Perfect.
it was just perfect. Yep.
Perfect.
Hit the heart. He made it 50 yards and was down
Toast.
in less than 10 seconds.
That's a pretty buck, too.
Yeah, it is.
So that was a lot of fun. My cousin was with me on that hunt. My mom was with me on that hunt, and he's gone back. My cousin Ryan has gone back and done that hunt almost every year for
I thought he
10
had.
or 12 years. He's had some good success out there as well. He shot some nice bucks, shot a real nice antelope. We've seen some monster mule deer. I mean, it's just South Dakota is an awesome place to hunt.
Yeah.
It really is a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a cool hunt right there.
Yeah. Anyways, I mean, that just kind of shows you the progression from way back in the day, 20 years ago, from running the old VHS.
I'd say you got a little bit
VHS.
better, Greg. Yeah.
But again, it wasn't up until this point that I never really envisioned doing what we do for a living.
Right.
Back then, it was just back in the early days. It was just for fun, and got more serious over time. And then the year after this would have been when I
Started
got
working
on,
at
got on
Midwest.
the pro staff. I was on the pro staff at Midwest Whitetail for a year, and then started working there, a year later. So
Yeah,
so
but
that's
for
that.
anybody watching that's trying to get into the industry, that's a good progression of what you can, and that's a good example to look at. It's like whenever you did finally apply for a job at Midwest Whitetail, you had how many years? Like 6 years worth of footage?
6 years worth of footage, and probably 12 or 15 years worth of actually just filming hunts
Right.
from way back in the late 90s. I mean,
I think a lot of
cool.
people, we need to hammer that home here to a lot of folks, because we get asked that question all the time. It's like, how do I get in the hunting industry? How do I get into this and get a job like what you guys do or whatever? And this is exactly how. I mean, that's how I did it. That's how Ted did it. That's how Jake did it. I mean,
Exactly.
it's just a progression over time, and
Yep.
you're learning the whole time.
And what also really helped was that I learned how to edit as well. That's probably one of the main reasons I got hired at Midwest Whitetail was when I was on the pro staff in 2009, I was actually editing all my own segments and then just sending them in. So it's one thing to be able to film, or if you can do graphics or really understand how to utilize social media, the broader your skill set is, the more marketable you are, especially if you're trying to get into a relatively small and competitive field like the hunting industry.
Yeah, and you have your resume already built at that point.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
So
Greg's got all kinds of other footage.
Yeah, there's so much more we could go through. Like I said, if people enjoy this content, we'll keep doing videos, and it won't be focused on me all the time. I know Ted's got a bunch of stuff. Aaron does. Jake does.
Yeah, but we're
Zach
doing
does.
a deer darting video.
Yeah,
'cause
deer
that's-
darting. We'll show-
that stuff's freaking awesome.
We'll show
That's
some of that next time. We kind of alluded to some of the deer research, but we'll get into that on another video. We've got some deer trapping, some deer darting. There's some fun parallels between the deer darting and hunting. So that was,
Put the hockey pads on and go for it.
The hockey helmet on, and oh man,
Nice.
so much fun.
All right. Well, that's it. Hopefully you guys liked this video. If you liked going through some of the old footage like what Greg was just talking about, comment down below, and we'll try to piece some more of this stuff together for you. He's got all of his stuff organized. Mine is scattered all over grain bins and everything else back at home. It's going to be a nightmare, but there's some cool stuff there. So thanks for watching.